Hello, friends. It's Wednesday, December the 14th. Happy birthday, Mom. And it is like 12 degrees out right now. It's really fucking cold. There also seems to be a lot more traffic now that there's all this snow. Like, I don't think I've seen this many people out at once since it started snowing. It's really annoying for someone who has anxiety about vlogging in public. Alright, I'm gonna try to get her to poop and get her inside because I don't want to be out here anymore. Back inside. My short-haired dog seems to be utterly unaffected by the weather. It's just out there like it was a regular everyday walk and not like it was heartbreakingly cold outside. But, you know, we typically go on a walk right around this time of day, so she expected that we were going to do that again today. And now she's contentedly munching on an ice cube. Of all things. You know, it doesn't look like it, but she's got a lot of energy right now. And I do not. This, unfortunately, is the sort of thing that happens in the winter. We are less wanting to take her out into the cold, but she doesn't care. She wants to keep doing the things that she always does, and part of that is go outside and walk around. So yesterday I uploaded the video where I asked you the question of whether you think it's possible to be both a Christian and an atheist at the same time, which I realize now is coming a long ways away from the perspective of this video. But I'm getting some really pretty good comments on that video from people, a lot of really thoughtful responses to my question. The consensus seems to be, the sun's going behind a cloud and the white balance is changing, that's nice. The consensus seems to be that there's really no easy answer to this question, and that it's very much a personal distinction between the two terms, but that there is also kind of a group definition as well. One commenter, I don't remember who it was, but one commenter actually pointed out that while for myself I can make that distinction, I can have my own personal belief in being both an atheist and a Christian. If I got up in front of a Christian congregation and talked about my beliefs in that way, they might not accept it, and they might not accept me. And I tend to agree because actually, as a part of the job description of my position at my previous church, and I think even my position at my current church, it actually says that you should have a strong faith in God. Doesn't really go into a whole lot of detail of what that can mean, and I think that can mean something different for each person who applies. But the language is still there, and I think a lot of churches, for their staff members, they kind of have that as a requirement of sorts, that you have to be a religious or faithful person. And that, I think, gets into another issue with this, is kind of drawing a distinction between three very different terms that are often used interchangeably. Faith, spirituality, and religion. And here's what these things mean to me. Faith is basically your set of beliefs, and they don't necessarily have to coincide with religious... Oh my god, really? This is what she does when she wants attention. Yeah, you go chew on your silent toy. Faith is your set of beliefs, and they don't necessarily have to coincide with widespread religious beliefs, and they don't even necessarily have to be in anything that's really supernatural. Like, something that you could have faith in would be that there is an inherent potential for goodness inside every person. That's not something that you can prove. It's not something that you can definitively prove or disprove, and it's not something that is necessarily true. It's just something that you yourself have to have faith in. Spirituality, to me, is a belief that there is something greater than yourself, that there is a greater understanding of the universe that you cannot come to understand, and it can manifest as connectedness between other people. It can manifest as sort of a sort of inner spirituality within yourself, a sense of self, and a sense of your own personal soul and your own personal drive, and it can manifest in the belief in kind of a great connecting spirit or a great connecting force in the universe at large. At some point, probably not this vlog, but at some point I'll talk about my focus triangle. It sounds like a corporate thing, but there's a better name for it, I'm sure. And then religion, of course, is the institution that encompasses both of these things very often. It encompasses faith and it encompasses spirituality, but religion really comes down to a set of rituals and standards and rules. And I don't think there's anything wrong with any of these three things, and I do see a number of pros and cons in these three things, and I draw a great deal of inspiration from all three of these things. It's just that when it comes to Christianity, my faith and spirituality and religious whatever don't necessarily coincide with those of a mainstream Christian. But yeah, that's what's been going through my mind today. And now I'm editing Friday's video, looking back before we got all this snow and cold and just remembering it fondly. But anyway, I'm going to get back to editing that. So now it is much later, and I have edited Friday's vlog and uploaded it. And I just finished editing Monday's, and I'm probably going to wait to upload that until a little bit later, just so there's a little bit of space between the uploads. But that's all done, and my wife's here with me. So now I am relaxing for the evening, and I have the day off tomorrow, so I am enjoying a Long Island iced tea. I'm a little tipsy right now, and my wife wanted me to mention that.
No, you decided that.
Well, you suggested that I mention it.
I told you to slow down on that.
After I had already drunk half of it.
I warned you before you started drinking it to take it easy, take it slow.
I took it easy.
No, you did not. You sucked that thing down.
I didn't suck it down. I sipped. Very
large sips.
Very large sips, yes. So, back in days...
Children, this is why you don't drink alcohol.
I'm like this sober. Okay, so quick story. Back when we hadn't been dating all that long.
It was the first 2 weeks of us dating.
It was the first 2 weeks of us dating. And she had gone home. And I went to a birthday party of a friend of mine. And part of that birthday party was making very, very heavily loaded daiquiris. And I mean very heavily loaded. And I sucked down about 3 of them. And so I was pretty tipsy at that point, and she was texting me. And I told her that I'd had quite a bit to drink, and she had not, at that point, seen me properly drunk yet. And so she was like, well, why do they get to see you drunk and I don't get to see you drunk?
And part of the thing, too, is that the first 2 weekends that we had been dating, you went out and got drunk, so I was a bit concerned.
Was the first 2 weekends?
It was like the first 2 weekends.
It was the first 2 weekends.
Yeah.
It's just the way it worked out. So I was texting her, and she asked me, I want to know what drunk Matt is like, or what tipsy Matt is like. I don't remember which one he said. And I said, I'm just like I am normally, only more so.
Dear God, it's true.
So, there you go. Just like normal, but more so. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention in this particular vlog is back in the day, one of the many, well not many, but one of the several channels that I started and then abandoned was a channel called Just Finished This, I think, where I made videos on my phone, like quick 1 or 2 minute videos of me just doing a quick review of something that I had just finished. And really the only reason I stopped doing it is because I got a phone that couldn't upload as easily to the internet, so I just kind of stopped doing it. It's something I would like to pick up again, but I don't know. And so I kind of wanted to do a little bit of that here, because I just finished a couple of things. First of all, I finished reading The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo, which I'm reading in preparation for a future Books versus Movies review, because I've gotten requested for that one a lot. And it was very good. I enjoyed it. I am left questioning why Disney felt it was a good idea to make it into a animated children's film, because it's a very tragic story. I mean, it's Victor Hugo, so you kind of expect that, but yeah, it's very good, but very sad, and not really what I would expect Disney to make a children's movie out of. Then the other thing that I finished recently was Alicia and I finished watching Arrested Development, the television series. We watched the first 3 seasons that were originally on, and then we watched the season that Netflix put out a few years ago. We thoroughly enjoyed it, did we not?
Yep.
Yep. The last season was a little weird. The Netflix season was a little odd. Didn't feel quite like the rest of the series.
It wasn't supposed to be.
It wasn't supposed to be, but it felt a little haphazard, a little strange. But overall, we enjoyed it. And yeah, good series. If you haven't seen Arrested Development, definitely recommend it. And on that note, I think I'm going to say goodnight. And, well, goodnight to you. I'll probably stay up for a little bit longer, but
You have
I'll
more
say
Long Island iced tea.
I have more alcohol to drink. So, yeah. Alright, don't drink, kids. Stay in school. Alright, until tomorrow, friends, I will see you later. Bye.